Hello, everybody. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's so good to see you all. I'm so glad that you're here today for another day of the daily antidote of song day, maybe 330, I'm not sure-ish. And I'm so glad you've all come back again, all 63 and rising of you here in this amazing community. I want to greet, well, of course, our artists, Cara, Luft, and Evie Ladin today. And a thank you to Aaron Geyer for running the tech. And hello to Anna in Maryland and Becky in Vancouver, Susan in Ohio. Hello, Betsy in Washington Rebels, and Karen in Arizona, Janet in Georgia, Arlene in California, Deborah in Kentucky, Carolyn in Idaho. Hello, Julie. Nice to have you here today. And Anne in Minnesota, and Doug in Vermont, and Renata in Wisconsin. Hello, Maxine, maybe new to us today. Glad you're here. And Susan in North Carolina. Hello, great to have you. Dan in Virginia, Sarah in Texas, Sheila in Florida. Hello, Susan and Lisa in Indiana, and Bonnie in Idaho. Great to see you. Deli in Maryland, Sue in California. Hello, Randy and Aloysius in Massachusetts, and Kevin in New Hampshire, which is also where I am. Hello, Kevin, not so far away from you. Hello, Lynn in Connecticut, Isabel in Florida, Alan in Maryland. Nice to have you back, Alan. And Julie, nice to see you today. Anne in Maryland, Jim in New York City, Dagmar, hello, glad you're back. And Luda in Victoria, hello. Sid in Victoria, Suzanne, hello. I know that you are from maybe Maryland. Is that right? Maybe yes. Yay. And Jane, currently in Pennsylvania, hello. Christiana and Bob in Rockville, hello. Brian, nice to have you. Tom in Victoria, Fred in Maryland, Karen in Utah, Sandy in the Yukon, Jamie in British Columbia, Brandondale in Colorado, Jenny in Victoria. And let's see if there's anybody else on video. Dion in Mass, and David in upstate New York. And lots of folks off video, to Gary and Valerie and Cricket and Joni and some of the other regulars and maybe new people in the room. Glad you are all here today. Thank you so much for joining. It's always a perfect way to have a Wednesday, to be with 72 of your very bestest friends in the whole wide world to sing a song, which is exactly where we've landed on this happy Wednesday. So I would like to thank Aaron Geyer for running the tech. And I'd also like to thank Katie Abadou, who's popped into the room with us and may actually pick up a second piece of the tech. Thank you, Katie. And I want to remind you that my email is in the chat. If you would like to be on our daily antidote email list, we send out the lyrics and the artists in advance, so you know who's coming up. We're having a 2-week run right now celebrating Women's History Month with some of the most amazing and coolest women in the world, all coming into this room to sing with us. If you did not hear about Issei Barnwell's 75th birthday party that we had on February 28th, I highly recommend that you go online to the Rebels DC Facebook page and watch it on their live video page. We had Ella Jenkins, Bernice Johnson-Regan, and a lot of other surprise guests in the room singing with us. And it was just about the most amazing day I've had in a very long time. So check it out if you missed it. Also check out our article in the Washington Post. You can also find that in the chat. And you can also email me with any questions, comments, or anything else you want to do. And that was a lot of babbling. So now everybody take a deep breath with me. Ready? That feels nice, doesn't it? Thanks everybody for joining. So first up today is my co-host and friend, Evie Ladin, who is coming in from Oakland, California, and who was in this room with us during one of our archive challenge weeks. So we met her through Steve Winnick and Jennifer Cunning in the Library of Congress and American Folklife Center. And Evie is a percussive dancer, singer-songwriter, and a multitude of other things that my forgetful brain is not going to say, but maybe she will fill in some of the blanks for us. Evie, I'm so glad you're here singing with us today. Thank you for joining. I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
All right. Hi, everybody. So glad to be back. And it is first thing in the morning here in Oakland, California. And I'm happy to be singing with you. I was raised with music in the Southern Appalachian tradition, and I love so many of these songs are like the mother, father, sister, brother songs that are pretty easy to learn and to sing, and so you can get the whole thing. I just actually, by request, did a sing-along, a song learning workshop for a nursery up in Alaska that wanted songs for all of their people who come into the greenhouse to plant, which they're about to do. To be able to sing together. She said she missed singing so much and thought, why not? And so this is one of those songs that you don't really have to have a sheet of music in front of you in order to sing. So, Erin, if you want to put it in back in the chat, because I know if you, there you go. I got this from Mike Seeger and Alice Gerard from their singing. And also one of the things I love about it, it's very crooked. It's sort of an interesting timing. And I also have one little word change, which you'll get. So it goes, I'm in the key of G. My mother's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My mother's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. So a little bit of weird timing. Let's try that again. A 1, 2. My mother's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My mother's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Here's the bridge. It goes, way over yonder. Here's the change. On the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. And again, way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. And on the other side of COVID, we will be singing together in person and feel all those vibrations between people. But of course, the silver lining is having you all here from everywhere, able to sing together today. So from the top. My mother's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My mother's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. And of course you can harmonize it, the easy third above. Mother's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My mother's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. Father, my father's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My father's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. Sister, my sister's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My sister's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder, on the other side of COVID, way over yonder, and singing them cheerful songs. Let's do I I hope to view. I hope to, no, it's I really hope. It's I really, I can't get it to fit. All right, let's sing Brother. That's easy. My brother's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My brother's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of COVID. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of COVID. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. All right, we're taking this crowdsourced from the chat. My neighbor's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My neighbor's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of COVID. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of COVID. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. One more. We got soon we can all go. Soon we can all. I don't know how to put that in the timing. Let's go back to, let's say my true love. 1, 2. My true love's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My true love's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of COVID. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of COVID. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs.
Woo! Evie, Ladin, thank you so much. That was really, really fun. And it is like 9 a.m. where Evie is. So like the sort of throwing her the linguistic pyrotechnics in the chat may be tough rhythmically to put those different things in. And I bet you could do it if it was like, 4 in the afternoon or something, right? So thank you for trying to pull things out of the chat and pulling things out of the chat. Neighbor was absolutely great and perfectly fitting. And actually, while you were singing and I could see Cara also playing along with you, I thought I'm gonna actually, when we sing it at the end, Evie, I'm gonna have you start, and Cara, if you don't mind, I'm gonna unmute you at some point so you guys will be interplaying. We'll see how it happens, and then I'll mute you again. Sometimes we have so much success. We had one of the Sweet Honey and the People going doom, 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 doom behind somebody else singing the song from 2 different boxes. So we're gonna wing it today and see what happens. So Evie, thank you. That was really great. Can you tell us a little bit about where you found that song?
Again, it's from Mike Seeger and Alice Gerard off of an album they made. And I wanted to throw out there that, that I do a third Sunday Old Time Harmony sing-along. So every third Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's a sing-along because I put out lyrics and chord sheets and encourage people also to play along and play the chords. I've gotten really adept at singing harmony with nobody else in the room so that other people can either sing harmony with me or stick on the melody and me sing the harmony. So at least you get harmony in your life. I'm just here by myself. So imagining you enjoying this singing along with me, which I really appreciate. But speaking of Women's History Month, Alice Gerard is a huge inspiration to me, not only for the path that she forged, coming from California and having a big impact also in DC and everywhere, but not only the path she forged in bringing women into the conversation, but also the fact that at 80 years old, she is still humble and strong and beautifully playing and singing. And I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Alice Gerrard and her work. So another woman that is really inspiring to me is my partner in crime here today. I invited Cara Luft all the way from Winnipeg to be with us. And you might know her from playing with, most recently with the Small Glories, who have just been racking up those Juno Awards and putting out great records. And I just was blown away when we got to share the stage together on a Banjo Babes tour. We're both holding guitars, but we both are banjo babes. So take it away, Cara.
Oh, Evie, it's such a treat. I'm very honored to be here. When I got the email that talked about this this daily antidote of song, I was kind of like, wow, how come I hadn't heard of this yet? I would have loved to have come and sung with everybody. I grew up in a folk singing family, and singing was just kind of what we did. But then when I read that. That since, I guess, May, you guys have really been focusing on some social justice material. And my bandmate and I and two other artists, we wrote a song, an original song, that talks about the power of singing. And I guess one of the beauties of singing together is one voice is powerful, two voices is incredibly powerful, but once you even add more, it's like you can make a lot of changes in the world. And folks like Pete Seeger and Alice Gerrard and lots of folkies out there who have forged the way for us have really shown that to be the way, that singing together is quite powerful. So we ended up writing a song encouraging ourselves as artists to sing, to use our love of singing for something greater than just entertainment. To actually honor our folky badges a bit, and to also kind of light the fire under our own butts and hold ourselves accountable. If we say we believe in something and we want to support something, then we really do need to actually do it. So I'm going to sing the chorus through once, and then I'm going to stop and then invite you to sing with me, and I'm going to sing it again the second time, and then you can join me, and then I'm going to sing it a third, and that'll be the start of the song. So you'll get the chorus 3 times in a row. And it's pretty easy. It's a short song. It's not as long as Evie's, but doesn't matter. It'll sound great with all of you singing in your rooms. Evie, I'm in A minor. C, I guess, really. But I could sing for the money. I could sing for the praise. Spitting out nothing, wasting time up on the stage. Good folks are bleeding freedom, deny their truth. One thing I can do is sing for you. So that's the chorus. And I'm going to get you guys to join me. I'm just going to turn up my headphones a little bit here. There we go. I could sing for the money, I could sing for the praise. Spitting out nothing, wasting time up on the stage. Good folks are bleeding freedom, deny their truth. One thing I can do is sing for you. Here we go. I could sing for the money, I could sing for the praise. Spitting out nothing, wasting time up on the stage. Good folks are bleeding freedom, deny their truth. One thing I can do is sing for you. Sing for the suffering working slaves, cast into debt they can never repay. Sing for their oppressors who still believe it's either us or them, never harmony. Sing for the rebels who forgot their cause, dignity for all, whatever the cost. Who are looking at retirement, don't wanna be poor. But what about the children ravaged by war? Here we go. I could sing for the money, I could sing for the praise. Spitting out nothing, wasting time up on the stage. Good folks are bleeding freedom, lurking in the shadows, burdened with pain. Sing for a future free from the past. Sing for a living that's meant to last. Sing for togetherness and not the wall. Tears of human spirit are felt by all. Gotta do what I can, gotta live what I believe. Learn to love, wear it on my sleeve. I could sing for the money, sing for the praise, spitting out nothing, wasting time up on the stage. Folks are bleeding freedom, denied their truth. One thing I can do, sing for you. I could sing for the money, I could sing for the praise, spitting out nothing, wasting time up on the stage. Folks are bleeding freedom, denied their truth. One thing I can do is sing for you. Thanks for singing along, everybody.
Wow, Cara, thank you so much. That was super powerful. And we have been singing a lot for racial and social justice in this room, and have sometimes special weeks where we really focus on it in the discussion and in the music. But one of the things that's been so amazing about basically 2020 and onward is that the activism in many artists who aren't necessarily primarily singing activism songs really like emerge. Seems like so many more artists found their way there. And then also artists who sing a song about joy or a song about hope or whatever it is, when couched in the where we have been in our world, became activism. And it's been actually, I think, a real blessing for most of us in this room to recognize we've come to a place where that's something we can be singing about and talking about, because it's on all of our minds all the time. So thank you so much. And I guess I would ask you and Evie both, so Cara, if you can tell us if you have anything coming up soon, but I'd love to hear more from the two of you sort of about women musical influences as we're here in Women's History Month.
Evie, we both look frozen. I guess we can
Go ahead, Cara.
well, it's an interesting thing, because I always think about my mom. I grew up in this, as I mentioned, I grew up in a musical family, as did Evie, and my parents were a professional folk duo who had normal day jobs, which I think helped them. They worked for the school board in Calgary. But I watched, my parents sing and play almost every night, whether they were rehearsing in the living room or hosting somebody for a house concert or carting us off to a folk club. And my mom in particular, this strong woman who learned clog dancing in her 30s, who has started singing as a tenor and took all these voice lessons so that she could sing alto and soprano, great guitar player, penny whistle player, great songwriter. And it was interesting, growing up, that my dad got a lot of the attention, but really my mom was really the gifted one, and still is to this day, is that she had this innate musicality in her. And even though she's a little bit reclusive these days, she's still writing songs and playing music. And of course, growing up in a family like that, who was so involved in the local music scene, we were hosting a lot of musicians. So I remember actually Kathy Fink, who I'm sure many of you are familiar with, Kathy and Marcy. Kathy used to live in Winnipeg, and she was touring with a guy named Duck Donald, and they used to come and stay with my parents. And so Kathy was staying with my parents the day my mom went into labor with me, and so she's been a musical and personal influence in my life for a long time. And then, of course, other great writers and artists, popular ones like Emmylou Harris, then the folkies like Alice Gerrard, and then the more modern artists, I guess, up here in Canada, but also ones who are my friends. I think that's been the most interesting thing, is since pursuing music as a full-time profession, I meet so many incredible artists, so many incredible female artists and artists who identify as female. And I listen to their albums, and I'm inspired by their music. Evie, I remember when I met you, I had only heard of you briefly because I was invited to be part of that Banjo Babes tour. And I mean, we kind of became best friends on the tour, and I was so influenced by your musicality, your songwriting, your skill set in dance and banjo and guitar and singing. And I was like, yeah, these are the women who I meet up with on tour, or I meet at a festival, and we may not all be world renowned. We may not have awards. People may not know who we are, but we know who each other are, and I think that's really the inspirational thing, is to be influenced by not just people who have come before us, but the people who we are continually meeting along the way.
That's
That's
beautifully said. Hey, and thank you for reminding me to give a shout out to my mom. And I do want to throw this out there because it's pretty relevant. My mom, who passed in 2008 at a relatively young age for all of us these days, she was of that first generation of liberated women who felt empowered to leave her family to pursue the things that made her happiest. And whereas that meant that I spent a lot of time with growing up with my dad, she was an international folk dance teacher, and maybe some of you folk danced with my mom in New York City, because she used to teach on the South Street Seaport before there was anything there. And she led a lot of folk dance groups, and she wanted to figure out how can she make folk dance and that kind of rich life more a part of her life. And so even though it meant that I didn't grow up with her all the time, I did grow up with that kind of energy and with the inspiration to pursue the things that made me happy. And I think that's one of the most important things about equal rights, is everyone being able to pursue the things that make them happy without having tons of obstacles. And then I also want to give a shout out to especially all of the moms who manage to have careers or not, but raising healthy, successful, happy children and involving them in the arts as much as possible, because the arts, singing and dancing and making art, has always been a part of human existence. It doesn't need to be your profession, and it doesn't need to be monetized. The idea is just to do. This is what people do. And I thank both of my parents for giving me the opportunity. Oh, my mom was Natalie Ladin, and someone remembers her from folk dance days.
Oh,
That's
that's
so
great.
great. And so I became a dance leader, and also willing to just like pursue all of the crazy ideas and put together some kind of career. And I love what Cara said about how we might not be world famous, and nobody needs to be world famous. You just need to have an impact on a personal level in your community, or with your friends, or just with yourself. So I am in transition as my son is going to be graduating from high school at home this year, and we are embarking on an epic road trip to get my mother-in-law from Texas and move her out here. So big all those life transitions going on, and that you hopefully can sing through and connect with other people.
Thank you, Evie, and thank you, Cara. Those were really, really great ways to get inside of your worlds and hear more about what inspires you. And Cara, we have not had Kathy Fink and Marcy Marks are in this room yet, and they are actually coming next week as
Oh,
part
what a
of our,
treat.
I guess next week as part of our Archive Challenge week with the Library of Congress. So very perfect timing that you brought them up. Thank you.
That's awesome.
So let's see. I was thinking that it would be fun if Evie would repeat some of her song for us, so we can sing again once before we leave the room. And Cara, if you're playing along, I might unmute you at part just to see how we do. And thanks so much, gang, for playing along. And everybody gets your singing voices back on. Evie, thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks for the opportunity to invite Cara. The fact that we live so far apart is so nice to kind of be in the same room again.
Yes. Thank you, Evie, and thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody for being here. My God, it's inspirational. I want to start something in Winnipeg. No, I shouldn't. I should just tell Winnipeggers to join here. That's what I need to do, because you guys are awesome.
Awesome. And I hope to see some of you on the third Sunday sing-along. It's always on Facebook, and the links are always on my website. And fortunately, I'm the only Evie Ladin on the internet. It's been very useful. My mother's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My mother's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of Cobain. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder
On the other side of COVID.
way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. I hear you harmonizing. I always hope to view that land, to view that land,
To view that land.
always
Hope to view that land. This cheerful song.
way over yonder on the other side of Cobain. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other side of Cobain. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs. One more. My neighbor's gone to view that land, to view that land, to view that land. My neighbor's gone to view that land and singing them cheerful songs. Way over yonder on the other
Side of COVID.
way over yonder and
Singing that cheerful song.
way over yonder on the other side of Cobain. Way over yonder and singing them cheerful songs.
Woo! Thank you, Evie and Cara. And
Joe.
sort of like the way that you just said, it feels like you're in the same room with Cara, even though you live far apart. We all just felt like we sang with both of you at once, even though technically we probably never heard you both at the exact same time. Our brains told us that we heard you both at the exact same time. Just like our brain is telling us that we're all sitting in each other's living room right now and like actually sharing in this together time. So thank you so much, gang, for being here. It was super fun having you. And I can absolutely attest to Evie's singing programs as being so much fun to be in. So please definitely join her. And Cara, I don't remember if you mentioned if you have anything you're doing coming up.
Actually, anything that's coming up would be on my Small Glories website page,
Perfect.
smallglories.com. So just head there, or social media, the Small Glories or Cara Luft on social media.
Sounds great. Thank you, Cara. And all of Cara's links are in the chat, as are Evie's. Can we all please give Evie and Cara huge thank yous? What a treat in Women's History Month to sing with these two fabulous women. We hope that we'll sing with you again in the upcoming months, maybe years of Daily Antidote of Song as we approach our 1 year anniversary. So thanks, gang, for being here on day 300. And we can't wait to sing with you again soon. Thank you and goodbye to Cara. And thank you and goodbye to Evie. And thank you and goodbye to everybody on Facebook Live. We can't wait to sing with you tomorrow. Thanks for being with us again today.